Like this season, really, like it's just, I don't even know. Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is gonna be all about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season finale last night, which I'm posting this on Friday. So really it was on Wednesday, but you get the drift. Yes, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I love them. I'm obsessed with reality TV. All of my friends know this, especially every single Real Housewives franchise. Beverly Hills is literally like one of my absolute favorite housewife franchise. Like it's one of my favorite. It's up there with Potomac and Atlanta. This season was insane, and honestly, I'm kind of proud of them because let me tell you, I didn't think that this season would be good without LVP, okay? Like I figured once she left, it was gonna be trash, but honestly, they did a pretty good job of like keeping the drama coming. But it was all centered on Denise Richards, and I'll get into that. I don't know. The season was crazy. I mean, the whole Denise and Brandi thing. So let me just start off by saying I really liked Garcelle and Sutton. I mean, of course I love Garcelle. I've watched this show literally since it began, and I always wanted like there to be a housewife that looked like me. I'm like, come on, like I know it's Beverly Hills, but like you can't tell me with Hollywood being right there that they don't have any black people in Beverly Hills, like no housewives. So like when they said she was joining the cast, I was like, perfect timing, but like kind of like finally, you know what I mean? I mean, they added Kim they had Kim in Atlanta, so why couldn't we get somebody black in Beverly Hills? But we got it, so that's whatever. Garcelle was the perfect person to be a housewife. I kid you not. She like, I don't even know, like she just made me proud. Like there were times where I was like, girl, like just let it go. Like with the whole Kyle situation, I was just kind of like, I just don't think you guys click. And I don't think there's necessarily a problem. You guys just don't click. And that's okay. And Sutton was actually pretty good too. I thought Sutton would be like super lame. I didn't like her at first. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember why I didn't like her. She grew on me and I was like, wow, I actually really like Sutton. I'm pretty sure I really liked Sutton when she said Teddy was boring, or she thought that Teddy would be boring. I'm really not a fan of John Mellencamp's daughter. I'm just not. I was at first, and something just switched and I was just like, I'm not a fan, but it's okay. I mean, it's like not like I know these people in real life. I just don't really like them on the show, like her on the show. The season really circled around this whole scandal with Brandi Glanville and Denise Richards. And basically the word on the street is that Brandi and Denise hooked up, which, okay, cool, you hooked up. Like, that's not my business. That's no one's business. But of course, it's Real Housewives. It had to be made everyone else's business. And it all started off with Kim just strolling by Kyle's place while Teddy's there. And this is when Brandi, like, you know, divulges, like, oh, it's just, like, really heartbreaking. Like she was being so dramatic. Like, girl, y'all slept together. And now you're telling everybody. But you said she doesn't want her husband to know. But now you're telling everybody with cameras, with the mic on. Like, I feel like now that I really look at it, I actually think that scene was recorded after Italy. They went to Rome. Rome. Yeah, Italy. Duh. I'm an idiot. Italy is in Rome. Rome is in Italy. Yeah, duh. Anyways, when they were out of town, I think that they filmed that after they were out of town. Like, I kind of don't feel like that was filmed. I don't know. I feel like that was staged. I don't know. But that's just my personal opinion. And it is what it is. So I wrote notes down because I gotta stay on track, because as you can see, I'm on a tangent. But I just wanted to say, with the whole Denise and Brandi thing, like, I thought this storyline was so trash, because I'm like, who cares what she's doing behind closed doors with her body? Like, but Brandi, we all know how Brandi is. If you watch earlier seasons, like, this is no surprise. But I just hated how Brandi like played the victim. It was like, I'm just so hurt, and it's just like, I'm just like, I don't want to say it. And it's like, girl, you came with a freaking mic on and all of that, and now you don't want to say it, and now you're acting like sleeping with somebody was just so bad. Like, I guess it's the whole thing with her being married, but it's like, girl, you knew she was married from jump. Regardless if she said her husband liked it or not, like, you knew she was married. So what's the big boot? I thought it was kind of weird because like we're questioning Denise's sexuality on national television and it's just kind of lame. I don't know. Just didn't like it. The episode basically started off with Dorit planning her party for her non-alcoholic champagne. Thought it was a really good idea now that I think about it. Like, that's actually a good idea, like non-alcoholic champagne. Don't know if like I would go buy non-alcoholic champagne, but somebody would. So anyways, it's her like setting up her event. And to be honest, I really like Dorit's house. I feel like Dorit and Kyle have like the most, like the best home as far as like it looking like a home versus like, you know, in like LA and like California, all that, like their houses are different. And to me, they're like so expensive and they just look so different from anything you would ever see. I feel like Kyle and Dorit's place actually look like houses I would see like in the suburbs, you know? So I don't know, it just looked very homey. So yeah, I just had to put that in there. She's setting up for a party, yada, yada, yada. There was a scene where Sutton is like carrying, like they're at her store and she's carrying Kyle's new line of stuff. And that was just a weird scene. I don't know, that was just kind of pointless to me. Like I could have done without that scene. Like low key, this finale was low key boring up until a certain point. Like I was kind of like, is this what I'm getting? And then there was no Erika Jayne either. Like Erika was barely in this season finale. Yeah. You get to the party and then you see like Garcelle in the car with her boo and she's trying to get in contact with Denise and Denise not picking up. It didn't click to me that they were going together. I just thought they were on the way to the party and that Garcelle couldn't get a hold of Denise. But the whole time they were waiting, like literally standstill waiting on Denise to show up. And it's like, girl, where you at? Like, where you at? So yeah, Denise like low-key stood up Garcelle, which I didn't like that because I'm like, girl, like Garcelle has been really Garcelle and Dorit have been the only ones in your corner, and for you to kind of like ghost both of them, I thought that was kind of trash. Like you could have just said, hey, like I don't want to go. And that's one thing I have to say about Denise is like, I've been team Denise all season, but it's just like certain things where I'm like, girl, all you had to do was just say you didn't want to go. Like she's always a straight shooter. So why not be a straight shooter and say, I don't want to go to Teddy's baby shower because I don't like her. Or I don't want to go to Dorit's party because I think Brandy's going to be there. It's just like, come on, like you can't pick and choose when you want to be a straight shooter. Like I'm gonna need you to just say I'm a straight shooter and just be honest and say you don't want to go. Easy. Everyone looked good, like always. Lisa Rinna, I gotta get used to Lisa in these wigs. So Garcelle gets to the party late. She misses like the magic show. And basically Dorit's like, oh, like where's, no. So basically people were like, why are you late? And so Garcelle's like, well, I was waiting on Denise. Like Denise didn't show up. Like she basically just ghosted me. And so then Garcelle goes, well, is Brandy invited? Now, I wish I could take this scene, right? I wish I could take this scene and turn it into a GIF and show you guys the look on Kyle's face, because Kyle was the only one that did not answer saying no, she wasn't invited. Kyle definitely knew she was coming. And that's where I'm like, low key, I feel like Kyle was the one behind all of this and she's just allowing Teddy to take the fall for like saying this. I don't know. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Kyle definitely knew that she was coming. That's all I'm saying. She knew. And she can't say she didn't. Like, she totally knew your sister's coming. So you mean to tell me your sister didn't tell you that she was bringing Brandy? Lies. And Dorit, whose house it was at, she said, she was like, no, like, she's not coming. Like, she wasn't invited. All right, cool. Cut to a funny scene with them by the pool. And Garcelle goes to the like waiter, like, oh, like, weren't you at Kyle's house? Like he was like, yeah, I was at Kyle's house, and he's like a server. But it was so funny because I'm like, well, one, the guy was good looking, like that's what she was like, I think intrigued about at first. But also, I mean, come on, like these parties, there barely be any black people, and the black people are sprinkled in. So it's like, you know, of course you're gonna remember the few black person, like the one black person that was there, or the server that was black who may have been the only black server there, you know. It was just really funny because I'm like, I relate to that. Like when you kind of walk into a room and you're like, okay, like I'm the only one, you know, and then you see another one, you like, I see you. I get very, very, very scatterbrained. So it randomly cut to a scene with Camille and Denise. And I love me some Camille. Like, I think they should give her diamond back. She brings the drama. She's great for TV. But like, that whole scene was kind of weird. And the fact that they used it as a flashback, it was kind of like they were just kind of throwing that in there to show that Camille talked to Denise. Then I'm trying to also remember, like, when did Denise and Camille even get back on good terms? Like, they may have apologized to each other. I don't even remember, because they weren't close like that. They never seemed to be close like that. So that was kind of weird. I wish they would have like aired that and showed like Denise actually going to Camille's and why. Next thing you know, guess who comes walking through the door? Brandi Glanville. She comes in with Kim. Dorit's looking shocked. And then Kyle's like, well, I didn't know she was coming. And it's like, girl, yes, you did. You totally knew she was coming. So it's like, this shows like why Denise didn't go. And low key, I'm happy Denise didn't go, because like, how much fighting does Denise need to do? I'm not about to go talk to somebody who clearly spread a rumor about me. Then you have, in that same scene, you have Brandi talking about, oh, I wanted to talk to Denise. Like, I told her I was coming. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Of course, now she's not coming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she don't want to see you. She don't like you. Like, you've stirred up drama, and for what? Like, and that's my thing. Like, for what? I really do think they didn't have anything else this season to like get viewers' attention, because there really wasn't like a big like thing besides this. So I don't know. I thought that was just so weird. Like, whatever. So then Brandi's like, I wanted to come talk to Denise. Like, you know, it's nobody's business. Girl, now you just made it everybody's business. Like, what are you talking about? You literally sat your happy in Kyle's bedroom and told her, Teddy, who you barely know, and Kim, that you've had sex with her and that she doesn't want this to get out, and Aaron will like be so mad at her. And it's just like, so now it's nobody's business. Girl, it's all of our business, and you might as well keep talking at this point. That was a set up. They were setting it up for it to have for it to be a big showdown between Brandi and Denise. But the thing is I don't think Denise was even gonna give like that energy to Brandi. Like, I think Denise was kind of like, I mean, you know, I really want to say, I can't say that. Yeah, I mean, it was a setup, and I'm just so happy that she didn't even show up. Like, I'm happy she didn't show up. Producers are messy. Oh my gosh. They were like talking to Garcelle. One of the producers was like, you know, you're the only one defending her, and she basically ghosted you. And it's like, stay in your business. Like, it was a man too. It's like, stay in your business. Mind your business. Mind the business that pays you, which is filming this show. Okay? Okay. After the party, Dorit, Garcelle, and Rinna all meet up at a restaurant, which, wow, like, I miss being able to go out and have a drink and not fear getting sick. I miss that. They're talking about the whole situation, and basically Dorit says, she texted me and said, you know, she wasn't able to come, sorry, that next day. And Rinna was like, well, I haven't heard from her, blah, blah, blah. Typical Rinna stuff, like not really reading the room and realizing like she barely considers you a friend anymore. I mean, that was kind of like, all right, whatever. Like, I kid you not, this was low-key a bore. It was low-key a snooze fest, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, how did I forget? After the party, Denise sent everybody cease and desist. And I don't blame her. Like, y'all are talking too much, and at this point, like, it's getting out of hand. Like, to the point where, like, that's the only thing y'all can talk about. That's the only thing y'all have on your minds to talk about on camera is this situation, which you don't even know if it's true or not, even though most of us think, you know, we kind of know it's true. So then, right, Denise and Lisa. So Denise calls Lisa and is like, hey, like, I want to come over and talk. And so Lisa's, oh, that was my dog. Basically giving her an ultimatum, like, if we're gonna talk, we're gonna talk. Like, we need to be open with each other, blah, blah, blah. So Denise is like, all right, cool. Girl, her husband, Aaron, had kind of warned her, like, why would you go talk to her? I don't know. I don't feel comfortable, blah, 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 blah. Denise shows up at Lisa's, you know, they're talking. And Denise is basically like, why don't you believe me? Like, why don't you believe me? And so Lisa goes on to say, well, you tried to get the scene cut out, didn't you? So next thing you know, Denise is like, who told you that? And Lisa made a comment, which is this is gaslighting what Lisa did. She was like, oh, you're so angry. And it's like, that's like trying to get a reaction out of her. And I feel like, honestly, like this conversation between those two solidified that they are no longer friends, which I'm like, this is really sad, because from my understanding, and I know like, you know, you get chosen to be a housewife or whatever, but then like how they film it, like you film with someone that you know first, or like you kind of already know about, and then that's how they kind of introduce you, and you're introduced as that person's friend. I'm pretty sure that's, from what I remember, like Lisa came on as Denise's friend, and if you remember, like Denise would even get into it with people over Lisa. So it's just kind of like, y'all, I can't do it. I mean, I know that, granted, I have to remember that some of this is I'm not saying it's all acting, but let's not forget, Lisa's an actress, Garcelle's an actress, Kyle's an actress, Denise is an actress. Like, they could probably low-key, like, you know, be acting, even though, like, it's reality TV. Some of it's scripted, or some of it's like, hey, talk about this. So I just can't, though, see them. I just really can't believe that Lisa is going to allow a reality TV show to come between a 20-year friendship. But honestly, like, that's clearly what's happening. Like, that is definitely what has happened. That is what's happening. And it's really sad to see, because it's just like, come on, y'all. Like, y'all have enough money, and y'all don't have to, like, secure your spot on, you know, I don't know. It's just weird. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm not about to sacrifice my friendship over a reality show. I'm not doing it. And talking about things on camera that you don't want to talk about is just, no. Their, like, talk was, like, intense. Like, I literally felt like I was there. Like, genuinely felt like I was there. Just because it was so intense. But also, I'm like, are they acting? It was just that good to where I was like, I cannot take my eyes off of them having this conversation. And it was really about a conversation about why Lisa didn't believe Denise. And Lisa's basically like, you've shown me these different things to believe, to lead me to believe that you're lying. After that scene, they're on the private jet, and it's all because of Sutton. Like, I need friends like Sutton. Like, Sutton will take you private shopping. She will buy you boots. She will buy you a private plane to go to New York. Like, all those good things. And I'm like, I need that. Like, I need a friend like that. I need a Sutton in my life. I need a Sutton. The only people that were going, or that went, were Sutton, John Mellencamp's daughter, Kyle, and Lisa. That was it. And they were going to New York to see Erica's show. And so it was kind of weird, because they were asking like, oh, where's Garcelle? And Sutton was just like, oh, I texted her and she just said, have fun. So I'm like, something happened. Something there happened. And I'm probably assuming because Denise wasn't going, maybe Garcelle was like, I'm not going either. Or it could just be like Garcelle's just a really good friend and is like, I'm not about to be around these girls, and they're about to probably trash your name, and I'm not about to be a part of it. So that could be it as well. Not really sure. But like, that whole thing was like lame too, because that was like the end credits of them going and seeing Erica's huge billboard in Times Square, and seeing Erica and all that. And it was actually kind of weird that Erica like really wasn't even in this episode, like the finale. Like, she was barely in it. And also, Erica really didn't give a lot this season. Like, I noticed like Erica was very like kind of just sitting back this season, which is normally not like her. So I wonder like what that was about. Like, I wonder is she on her way out? Like, is she kind of like she's over it, or I don't know. But I also think that Erica, like, not low-key, but I think Erica like is starting to see that she's not really friends with some of them. Like, I genuinely think the only friendships she has with the ladies is sometimes with Kyle, barely, and with, wait, y'all, I forgot about Dorit. How I forget about Dorit? Dorit was there too. Like, I just felt like Erica didn't offer a lot this season. Like, she just didn't. And it could have not been her. It's just like, maybe just with all the drama, but like, it seemed like even within the drama, she was just kind of like sat back. So I thought this season was like actually pretty good for what it's worth. I thought it would be trash. They probably brought up Lisa's name multiple times, but I just don't remember. And when I say Lisa, I mean Lisa Vanderpump, LVP. But then they finally stopped. But I guess they got a new target in Denise, and it was just kind of like a whirlwind from there. But I do think that Kyle was behind some of this. Like, I'm convinced, because she low-key let John Mellencamp's daughter like do her thing. If you realize, like, Teddy was the main one that had the problem. Like with Denise, like when they were in Rome, she was the main one that was like, oh, well, I just have to tell her because it's awkward. And it's like, okay, but Kyle was there too. Like, Kyle was there, heard everything, and like low-key just kind of let Teddy take all the heat from really Garcelle, Dorit, and Denise. Like, and it's true though, like Teddy was more concerned with what Denise said about her, or allegedly said about her, versus what, like, the main thing, you know, like the actual rumor. But what's crazy is like, I get annoyed because even if Denise said those things about Teddy, which most likely she did, because she said she doesn't like her, Teddy, like what she said was true. You, like, nobody would know who Teddy is. I mean, you know, granted, Teddy's now on a show, like, kudos to her, but nobody would know who Teddy was without her dad. I barely know who her dad is. I don't even know who John Mellencamp was before her coming on the show, but it also is probably just not my generation. And then, you know, she just lame. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of Teddy. I just feel like she doesn't bring anything to the show. Like, and the only reason that she's still on the show is because of Kyle. Like, I'm convinced that Kyle has a hand in making sure that she's still on, because I'm like, she literally doesn't offer anything, and she's just boring, honestly. But she's boring for TV. She could be hella cool in person. I'm not saying that these people are really like this, but on TV, she's boring. She's not good TV. I'll always love Lisa Rinna. I mean, Lisa is a sister. Lisa is messy, but Lisa's really good for TV, and Lisa's funny. Like, she's good for TV. She plays her role. Lisa needs to obviously stay. Kyle, I know they're going to keep Kyle because she's an OG. Erica, I want Erica to bring more. Like, I feel like Erica just didn't do it. Like, she just really wasn't a part of everything this season. Like, she just kind of was there, you know? Like, not on the level of Teddy, okay? But like, she just wasn't like really there. Garcelle, I do want Garcelle to come back, but I want Garcelle to be more present. I feel like Garcelle like was not at a lot of events, and I feel like that's also another reason why her and Kyle really didn't click, because it's like she's never around. For instance, anytime Garcelle was off shooting, like Coming to America or something, or any of her other projects, she was always like not filmed. Like, you just wouldn't see her, and it's just like, I would rather them than have a crew with her to film what she's doing, because it just kind of felt like, it almost felt like Garcelle was a friend, honestly. It felt like Garcelle was more of a friend than a new housewife. Sutton felt like a friend, but I think Sutton got like demoted to a friend just because I think her ex-husband wouldn't allow the kids to film or something like that. Dorit, I love Dorit. Like, I've grown to like Dorit. I don't know what it was before when Dorit first came on. I wasn't a huge fan. But this season, like, I'm like, she's standing up for herself, and she's not just like going with the bait. Like, she's just not going with the group. And I felt like a lot of these ladies, especially Teddy, Kyle, Lisa Rinna, and Erica, all just kind of like band together and were just like thinking the same way. Brandi starts mess. So it's like, even if it was true, like, why, like, she's trying to start mess, and that's what it is. But it's reality TV, so it's like, duh, like, that's what we want. Like, if we didn't have this mess, I wouldn't even be sitting here talking to you about it. I think they all have like a mutual dislike for Denise, and that's why they were all like gunning for her, which I just don't like. I don't know. I don't like when the seasons are like gunning towards one person. And I feel like they were coming at her left and right this season. Like, literally, if it wasn't about her saying she didn't want her kids hearing about threesomes, and they took that to a whole different level. I mean, like, I was like, come on now, this is stupid. Like, even for reality TV, I don't even want to see this, because this is lame. Like, who would want their kids to hear that? Just say, yeah, you're right, and move on. But they just like wanted to like really dig into it, and it was just really annoying. I'm excited for this reunion. It's 3 parts. These virtual reunions have been insane. Like, they've been so good. Like they've been better than like ones where they're like in person. They've been 10 times better. I don't know why. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love reality TV, so I'll probably continue to do these kind of videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, whose team are you on? Are you on Team Brandi or are you on Team Denise? Me personally, I'm on Team Denise. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.